1986 season. The Professional Bowlers Tour. Today, from the Magic City of Miami, we bring you the $150,000 Miller Lite Classic. Let's meet today's outstanding field of finalists. In 5th place, winner of the biggest purse in PBA history, Ballard Jr. Last year's leading money winner and recently named 1986 Player of the Year, Walter Ray Williams. Making his 2nd television appearance this year, the 1985 Player of the Year, Mike Albee. In 2nd place, last year's tournament winner from Ballard, Texas, David Ozio. Our tournament leader with 85 career television appearances and the winner of last year's Firestone Tournament of Champions, Marshall Holman. That's our championship field today on the Professional Bowlers Tour. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful bowling establishment here in South Florida with a very famous name on top, Don Carter, and we're here for the finals of the $150,000 Miller Lite Classic. And what a delight to come to this establishment for the 11th consecutive year. Good afternoon, I'm Chris Schenkel. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you, men and women. You know, the Miller Brewing Company has been with us since the early 60s. Very innovative approach to bowling. The most recent one is a $1 million Grand Slam. One of our field of 5, they start here today winning, and then win in Milwaukee and Cleveland, will get $1 million bonus. So it's a big event for the 5, and what a field. 40 total titles, 7 major titles in the field of 5. Our tournament leader averaged only 234. It's going to be a great afternoon. Immediately following us is ABC's Wide World of Sports. Olympic teammates and roommates at one time will meet in the ring today on Wide World of Sports. The champion of Andrew Holyfield, who is undefeated, and what a puncher, will go against Henry Tillman. So it'll be Holyfield trying to defend his title against the challenger, Tillman. That's later. Right now, here's our colleague who knows about titles with a total of 17 himself, Bo Burton.
Thank you, Chris.
Very good. What a field.
You're right, Chris. Absolutely the best field of the 1987 season. We have a player who's just been named the Bowler of the Year, Walter Ray Williams. The 1986 Player of the Year, Mike Albee's in the field. David Ozio, the defending champion, who had a dream that he's going to win this tournament. Ballard, you saw him win $100,000 the first week in the U.S. Open. And then our tournament leader, Marshall Holman. Everybody knows him, probably the greatest talent in the game today. What a field. Now, to go along with that field, we have tremendous scoring conditions. Chris alluded to 234 average by Holman. The players average better than 240 in this championship pair during the week. And to top it all off, a $1 million bonus if somebody can win this tournament, the Milwaukee Championship, and the Miller Open Championship in Cleveland. So, Chris, they're ready to go. $1 million in stake, $27,000 first place, but they're shooting for those big bucks. Let's let them roll.
All right. Thank you, Bo, and we let him roll. The Earl Flynn of bowling on the left, I call him, Walter Ray Williams, last year's Bowler of the Year. And here's the man that started our series this year in the 26th year, winning the United States Open in Tacoma. As a result, $100,000. First shot of this event. Beautiful. Ballard Jr. of Richardson, Texas. And from Stockton, California, a college graduate in physics. The man who won $145,000 last year. Looking for his 4th title.
Chris, the championship pair, ideally scoring. 72-lane bowling center here at Don Carter's. We're using lanes 13 and 14, and we'll tell you why they score so well right after the shot.
There you go, one of the reasons, Bo, and he averaged 255 in 2 games on this pair.
The championship pair, wood lanes that are just in top shape. There's urethane finish, a very smooth outside line the players can use to the pocket around the first arrow, which accelerates the carry of the pins, and naturally very smooth conditions. They say that both lanes play about the same, and that helps a lot. So we can look for tremendous scores, tremendous carry, and who knows what can happen.
All but the 7-pin on a high hit for the 6'2" Walter Ray Williams. He's a 172-pounder that is a world horseshoe pitching champion. Not once, but 4 times. And Bowie finished 3rd last year to someone I know back home in Indiana. Mark Siebold took the world title away from him. But he'll be back next year, Walter Ray.
Walter for the spare, second frame.
You just joined us. This field of 5, Del Ballard Jr., Walter Ray Williams, Mike Albee, David Ozio, and the flamboyant Marshall Holman, battling for the $27,000 first prize and the first step toward $1 million. Looking for that double, but he's left the 10-pin on the right lane.
Something we haven't seen very much of as we watch the profile of Del Ballard. Very similar to Marshall Holman. Check that cupped wrist that gets in position a bit, the big turn on the ball, the long slide, lofts the ball about 24 inches over the foul line, the good extension and uplift. Cross lane for the spare.
Del Ballard, when he received that $100,000 check from Mike Harbison, the executive vice president of Seagram's, in our first telecast of the year, he asked Mike to hold him up. Well, he's regained all his strength. He's had a tough week, as all 5 have had, because they've had to battle other bowlers with big scores.
The low profile of Ballard. And that's the kind of pin action we've been used to seeing. The ball comes in light and just slices out the heart of the rack. 3-pound, 8-ounce pins this week. Ideal for the pros to just keep hitting the pocket and carrying all the pins. As you see Ballard, that wrist action at the bottom of the swing, good extension, shot around the first arrow, and here it comes. Watch the action of the 5-pin as it zips over towards the 7. Excellent shot. Walter Ray needs to strike to stay even.
Ball coming up very high on that head pin, but he gets that strike nonetheless.
Here's what the bowlers like as they trips the 4-pin. Walter Ray hits slightly high. When that 2-pin goes to the sideboard, trips out to 4-7. The pros always have enough power to carry the light hit. Give them the high hit. Now watch the action of the 2 pins. See, it goes to the sideboard, the left sideboard, takes out the 4 and 7 spare pins, avoiding the 4-9 split. When the players can carry that crisp, then that's when you look for big scores.
Last year, with his total of $145,000, was more than he earned for the 5 years previous. Well, now you'll see how Walter Ray Williams covers the 8-pin.
The players call this a DOA, dead on arrival. No lift, the ball deflects as it hits the 1-3, almost leaves the 8-10 split. Gets a good break, the 6 knocks out the 10, an easy spare. The match will be even through 4 frames.
Walter Ray Williams, who finished 5th here last year in the Miller Lite Classic. More action coming up from the Kendall Lanes, Kendall, Florida, outside of Miami, after this.